overview, you have this huge field in computer science or in IT called AI. So AI stands for artificial intelligence. Okay, and under AI you have machine learning. So you have the umbrella. Okay, the umbrella field. Kumbaga, if you think about it, the umbrella is the AI. Okay, and under AI you have machine learning, and then under machine learning, you have what we call the statistical learning, pattern recognition. Okay. So if you have a sort of an part of the there's a lot of algorithms, okay, on AI. So marami yan sila algorithms. At ito machine learning is very specific siya, specific set of algorithms that will okay, so that's the so may mga algorithms tayo that is we cannot really capture the idea of we cannot really model that, like take into account all the things or all the features or all the aspects that can help us model something. Okay, may certain siya na may certain uncertainty, no, na associated with that. So yan yung mga tinatawag natin probabilistic models, and then we are also going to discuss that here in the course. Okay, so let us start our lecture on machine learning. So of course, the first question when you encounter this term, machine learning, ano ba ang pumapasok sa isip ninyo when you hear about the word machine learning? Okay, I'm going to share to you a Jamboard, and then you can sort of write there your answer. You can write your answer on the Jamboard. So na-share ko na siya sa sa chat box. So machine learning. No? Think about what is machine learning. So kung marinig niyo yung salita na machine learning, ano ibig sabihin? Okay? Okay. I'm showing you the Jamboard para makita ng lahat kung ano yung sinusulat. Okay. Okay? So kumbaga yung sinabi ko kanina is that you have the AI thing as the umbrella. And under that you have machine learning, you have data mining, you have data science. Okay? And under machine learning, you have statistical, and then you have also pattern recognition. Okay, Sa yung iba, ano ang ano, wala ba yung iba diyan? Tutulog ba diyan? Natutulog? Pati isulat naman dito sa ating Jamboard. Pwede rin kayo mag-type sa box, sa chat box natin. Type din kayo dyan sa chat box ko. When you hear the word machine learning, ano yung pumapasok sa isip ninyo? Okay, so I think you have a sort of idea na no, kung ano yung machine learning. So some of you here wrote robotics. Yes, yeah, it uses machine learning. But sometimes it does not use machine learning. So simple ano lang, if else. That's already, you can program a robot using if else. Baga parang decision, ano lang siya, no? Decision tree. You have also yung AI, yes, correct. And also AlphaGo. AlphaGo. Sino si AlphaGo? Kano-ano to siya ni KVergo, kamag-anak, no? And then you have the transformers. Okay. So that's the things about your idea about machine learning. Lahat yan actually is related yan siya sa machine learning. Tama kayo. But if we're going to dissect the term machine and learning, so what do we mean by machine? And what do we mean by learning? So how do we know if something is able to learn? Paano natin malaman na, for example, kayo, okay? How do we know na ang isang tao is capable of learning? The quick answer is it must be defined. Huh? It must be defined formally what we mean by learning. And later we are going to adapt some definition about learning. So but in simple terms, when we say learning, it must be something na you are doing a task, okay, with a certain performance, and if there is a sort of intervention, and then using that intervention, you perform the task with better performance, then we can say that learning occurred. Parang ganun yung parang binigay na definition. Tama? So, ang computer, paano natin malaman na ang computer, we can consider that computer as a machine, is able to learn? Ang bata, simple na naman, no? Malaman natin na makalearn siya, tuturuan natin siya, and then he becomes better on that task. For example, reading. Okay? We teach him how to read, and then at first, hindi pa siya masyadong marunong magbasa. Kaya may mga mali-mali pa. Pero habang natuturuan siya, nag-i-improve siya doon sa task na yun. Then we can say that it's learning. But is improvement on a certain task Yun lang ba ang learning na makonsider natin? So dalawa ang question actually dito. What do we mean by learning itself? And what do we mean by the process of learning? How does something learn? Yun ang magiging question natin. And we are going to define that formally later in our lesson. Okay, so let's start our lecture on the introduction to machine learning. Okay, klaro na ba yung ating slide? Yes. Okay, so ang ating gagamitin na textbook ay yung kay Bishop, Pattern Recognition in Machine Learning, and this is the start of the lecture. Okay, so first we will discuss about the information about the course, people, references, resources. And then we will continue on the machine learning, what, why, and how. And then we will discuss the simplest, okay, machine learning problem we can encounter. And that is also maybe you're already familiar with, and that is curve fitting. You will learn that many machine learning is about curve fitting, or it's about approximation. So we want to approximate a certain function, okay? And that is curve fitting. And then we will discuss about some decision theory, loss function, map, and ML. So ML here is maximum likelihood, and map is maximum a posteriori. And then we have the probability theory. We will discuss about probabilities and parameters. Okay. Okay, so about the course muna tayo. This course will be taught about, will be, okay. Hindi ko pala nasa, ano to, Google Classroom. Na-create na ako ng Google Classroom for us. So at least maano na natin yan. Ma-sort out na natin yung ating Google Classroom. Okay? So I will post here the schedule later kung ano yung mga topics that we discuss, and then our Google Classroom. So for this course, you will have two instructor. So yours truly, ko, and then also Sir John Henley Santillan from the Computer Science Department. Okay, Sir John, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm John Henley Santillan. So I think na naka-handle na po courses nga na agian ninyo. So hopefully makatabang ko din nga course kanina ng machine learning. Although ang experience na ko na naka-training me basically sa machine learning, pero dili siya totally sa not heavy on the theory. So si Sir Vlad na ang bahala sa sa theoretical aspect. Yeah, shout out ba na siya diya. Siguro may programming dito na ako masulod. Okay, please sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, si Sir John, isa na sa ating medyo modest lang siya, but he's one of our AI expert.
Sure, sir.
AI expert in our department, and he works on the coding application part. He actually finished Coursera course on data science, no? Tama ba, sir?
Yes, data science.
So yung mga natutunan niya doon is hopefully you'll be able to share that to us, and especially on the work exercises, okay, on the worksheets. Okay. We have another teacher, pero hindi talaga siya instructor, but he will be our guest lecturer later, Sir Robrico. He's also AI expert, but he will discuss about deep learning, neural networks. Okay? So magbibigay siya ng lecture on neural networks later. Okay. So in total, we have around 41 participants. And of course, our main textbook is pattern recognition and machine learning. You can search that online. Kita niyo yan. But also we have other useful resources. Okay? Yung elements of statistical learning, machine learning, yung mga classic na books, tapos pattern classification, and then algorithmic perspective, the machine learning. Then we have also top 10 algorithms and learning from data. Meron din isang magandang course ang nagtuturo is si Andrew Nang, isa sa mga I will try to invite him as well here para magbigay ng kaunting lecture on certain topic. Okay. So hindi pa masyadong final yung ating grading, but we will have some assignments and labs, and then we will have final exam, and then we will have a class feedback. So class feedback is more on your interaction. So unang-una is yung natin, yung interaction natin sa online. So gaano kayo ka-active doon, we will try to grade that. And then the assignment in lab, I'm thinking of just giving you this. Wala tayong lab, no? In the sense na mag-lab, mayroon kayong lab course. Wala tayong lab. Our lab is more on solving problems, proving some things, and implementing some algorithms. Yan yung magiging lab. And then later, I will maybe add here itong assignment natin. Around 20% of that, we will give it to a final project. Okay, so ang final project natin, we'll discuss it later, but you're going to apply yung matutunan nyo na algorithm dito to solve a problem. Okay, so marami tayong pagkukunan ng data. I will give you some of the data that you might be interesting to use. Kagaya ng Kaggle, tsaka yung UCI Machine Learning Repository, maraming data doon. And then you have also the option to use your own data for that. Okay. And then yung course ko kasi dito noon is we use MATLAB, but now we are going to use the R and Python. Okay? Ayan siya naging MATLAB dyan. Okay. So ano yung mga techniques? So we will be building technique. We will be building your ML o machine learning. Dili ni siya tawag dyan. ML here stands for machine learning, not Mobile Legend. Machine learning siya. So we will build your toolkit. So we will discuss about maximum likelihood. We will discuss about regularization, support vector machine, LDA, official linear, boosting, principal component, Markov random fields. Then we will also discuss neural networks, graphical models, the EM algorithm, and Markov chain Monte Carlo methods. So marami tayong i-discuss dito. Maybe we can make a selection of the most important. So yung ginagawa ko noon is I usually discuss in-depth, no? Some of this maybe pwede rin yung assignment. So, pero ang dinidiscuss ko usually in-depth is yung regression, tsaka linear discriminant analysis, tsaka logistic regression. And then, support vector machine, i-discuss ko rin yan. And then, we will also go to graphical models. So, especially in topic modeling, we will discuss that as well. And of course, ang pinakasikat ngayon yung neural networks, yung deep learning. Okay? Yung may nagsabi kanina, transformer, yes, kasali yan siya sa ating i-discuss. But medyo recent kasi yung transformers, no? So, siguro ang ma-discuss natin in-depth is yung CNN, Convolutional Neural Networks, used for analyzing images. And some sequence neural network for sequence data. So yung mga LSTM, yung transformer is actually a neural network for sequence data. Okay? For attention. And then, of course, itong Markov chain Monte Carlo, which is useful for doing Bayesian analysis. Okay? Okay. So let's have some review. Background muna tayo. So ano ba ang kailangan nating kailangan, ano ba yung knowledge na dapat meron tayo in order to really appreciate this course? So ang unang-una natin is calculus. Okay? Unang-una is calculus. So you should be able to know how to get the derivative. That's very useful. Okay? Kagaya dito sa example natin, if we're going to get the partial derivative with respect to the speed of light dito sa kay Einstein na equation, E equals mc squared. So how do you get the partial derivative with respect to c? You just need to consider m as an arbitrary constant and you differentiate with respect to c. So you have 2mc. And then we will discuss a bit about linear algebra. Meron tayong linear algebra ngayon, yung Math 101. Sa ComSci naman, meron ba silang linear algebra, sir? Sir John?
Wala. Supposedly Math 120 pero hindi naman nila magyan ng Math 120.
120 day, tama.
Hindi siya part sa conjugate sa core sa ComSci.
Okay. So we will sort of, when I will discuss about linear algebra, we will have a small discussion on linear algebra, which is actually just matrix manipulation. Yeah? So wag kayong mag-alala kung wala kayo. Linear algebra, madali lang yan siya matutunan. And then of course, is yung probability. Okay? We will learn about, meron naman kayong probability, especially on how do you compute for expectation, how do you compute for, how do you marginalize a distribution, and how do you compute the expectation of a function. Okay? So I will try to refresh something, and I will try to make it like very intuitive, in a sense na madali lang nating mag-grasp yung mga concept. But if you really want to have a deeper study on machine learning, then you should master these three fields: calculus, linear algebra, and probability. Okay.